Jacob, now an elderly man with failing eyesight, blesses his two grandsons, Ephraim and Manasseh. It's not just a family moment, it's a deeply prophetic event signaling the future of the Israelite nation. Let's break down the key themes and meanings behind the blessing. First, let's talk about the blessing itself. Jacob's decision to bless Ephraim, the younger son, over Manasseh, the firstborn, was highly significant. In ancient times, the firstborn son typically received the greater blessing, the birthright, and the leadership of the family. But Jacob's act was intentional. Ephraim, just like himself, was chosen for greatness. Jacob's decision to bless Ephraim over Manasseh is a reversal of the cultural norm. It's a symbolic act of divine reversal. Jacob knew through God's revelation that Ephraim would become a great tribe in Israel, even more prominent than Manasseh. This was a prophetic insight, showing how God's plans often defy human expectations. Jacob's blessings weren't just for the present, they were prophetic declarations. He foresaw the greatness of Ephraim and Manasseh, and in doing so, he was laying the foundation for the future of Israel. Ephraim's descendants would become one of the leading tribes of Israel. This moment is about divine destiny and how God often works in unexpected ways to fulfill his promises. Now let's dive into another key moment from Genesis 48. Jacob's wish to be buried in the land of Canaan is a powerful reminder of the importance of staying connected to one's roots. In ancient cultures, land ownership was central to identity and prosperity. For Jacob, being buried in Canaan wasn't just about the land. It was about the legacy of faith he wanted to pass on to his children and grandchildren. Hence, his wish that Joseph also returns to the land of his ancestors. Israel's family had migrated to Egypt due to famine, but even in exile, his connection to Canaan, the promised land, remained strong. The eventual return of the Israelites to Canaan emphasizes the enduring nature of cultural identity and divine promises. Despite the challenges of migration and diaspora, God's plan for his people would unfold. Now let's reflect on the broader implications in this chapter. In ancient Near Eastern societies, ancestral heritage was a cornerstone of identity and social status. Jacob's request to be buried with his ancestors in Canaan wasn't just about geography, it was about securing his place in the ongoing story of God's covenant. Land ownership in ancient times was a source of power, wealth, and identity. Jacob's connection to the land of Canaan symbolized the fulfillment of God's promises. It was a physical and spiritual inheritance that would sustain his family for generations. This chapter reminds us of the power of the divine and the importance of family, heritage, and faith. Jacob's blessings and his connection to the land teach us that God's plan is often greater than what we can see in the moment. Even when life seems uncertain, God's promises endure, and they shape our future.